They are talking about not, oh, whether Kamala Harris should even run in the future or not. No, they're already talking about, hey, maybe we should run for governor of California in 2026. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and I hope everyone is having a great day. I'm having a great day myself, and before I get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, but enough of the promotional stuff, let's get into it, because it appears that Kamala Harris's political career is not dead. Yeah, that's right. Despite the fact that she suffered a complete embarrassment not even a month ago, Kamala Harris's career, according to her, is not dead. You cannot make this up. Like, you would have thought after this disastrous result in 2024, you would have thought Kamala Harris would never show her face again. She would vanish like Hillary Clinton did. We would never see her again outside of a couple interviews. But no, there's a brand new report by CNN that reveals that, hey, Kamala Harris might be running, not in like 2032 or like 2036, no. There's a chance she could be running as early as 2026. So let's get into it. Top aides and people close to Kamala Harris have divided over whether she should head home to run for California governor, and it all comes down to whether they believe she could win the Democratic nomination for president. Yeah, that's right. It appears that Kamala Harris's people, they are talking about not, oh, whether Kamala Harris should even run in the future or not. No, they're already talking about, hey, maybe we should run for governor of California in 2026. I mean, really? Like, you think it's a good idea after getting absolutely blown out a month ago in 2024? Do you think it would be a good idea to run for the California governorship? Like, if she wins the primary, yeah, of course, she would be the next governor of California, but do these people forget how close California was compared to 2020? Like, of course, Harris won it by 20 points, but compared to 2020, that's like a 10 to 15 point shift. And if she underperforms to California again, do you really think she can ever win a Democratic nomination, let alone the presidency? I mean, that's the problem here. And for whatever reason, her people are saying, hey, maybe you should run for the California governorship. Why? At that point, if she runs for California governor, even if she wins, I don't see her ever becoming president. You know why? Because I guarantee you, when she becomes governor of California, she would be an even bigger disaster than Gavin Newsom was. And I've argued that Gavin Newsom would get crushed on the national stage because people would say, wait a minute, that's Gavin Newsom. That's the idiot that ran California into the shitter. So we should maybe not vote for that. But maybe we should not vote for Gavin Newsom whatsoever. The same thing would happen with Harris. If she somehow won the governorship, everyone would say, wait a minute. She was a California governor for a couple of years, and it got even worse. Why the hell will we trust Kamala Harris to be the president? Some believe a repeat run. After quickly improving her reputation and raising more than $1 billion over her surprise 100-day race, should be hers for the taking. Are you serious? These people, if this is real, like, if this is what Harris's campaign really believes, these people are even dumber than I thought. Yeah, she's so popular. Yeah, how did that go in 2024? Despite having a media handicap and everyone covering for her, she lost a popular vote to Donald Trump. Someone that no one thought was ever going to win the popular vote ever. Yet he did. He won it by 1.5%, swept the swing states, and made states like even New Jersey and New Mexico, relatively speaking, competitive. But yeah, Kamala Harris, she is beloved. That was bullshit. That was always fake. That was manufactured hype by the media. That's what happened. It was never real. In fact, we've had a bunch of polls post-election, and her popularity has collapsed. It was a temporary bump because of the media, but then people are realizing yet again, oh wait, there was a reason we never liked Harris beforehand. Oh yeah, that's right, she's incompetent. She has no clue what the hell she's doing. So, if they really believe that that was real, that her reputation got so good, if they believe that, they're dumbasses. The only people that love Harris now are white resist liberals on Twitter. That's it. Those are the only people that really love Kamala Harris, which, funny enough, Democrats may be screwed. If they want to get rid of Harris, it might be difficult because they gaslit everyone so much, especially their own voters, into believing that Harris is beloved. The 85% of Americans, they love Harris. These people, they gaslit their voters so much that these people are actually convinced now, oh, Kamala Harris is beloved. She lost 2024 because of racism. Let's run it back. So if Dems want to get rid of her, they may not be able to, because these voters, they are convinced that Harris is beloved, and they were gaslit to so much that they actually believe it. They actually believe the bullshit Democrats were pushing. Others worry that in a longer campaign against some of the other major Democratic contenders who already sat out 2024 in defense first to Joe Biden and then to her, Harris might fizzle out and follow her loss to Donald Trump with the humiliation of being rejected by her own party, which, that's the other problem. Listen, I know Harris right now might be the front runner if she runs, but let's be honest. If she runs any kind of a real campaign, and when I say a real campaign, I'm not talking about, oh, it lasts 5 minutes. No, I'm talking about she announces in, like, I don't know, April of 2027 or something like that. Well, I really believe it would be an even bigger shit show than her 2024 campaign was, which already was awful. In fact, I think it would be even worse than our 2020 campaign, which a lot of people just mysteriously forgot happened. For those that don't know, her 2020 presidential campaign was an utter shit show. It was a disaster, and people began to hate her the more they learned about her. Which, by the way, the same thing happened in 2024. The more she spoke, the more people realized, oh, wait a minute. She's utterly incompetent. We hate her. She's worthless. Get her out of here. The same thing happened in 2020. During the debates, she said some dumb shit. During the campaign trail, she said some other stuff. And people were like, what the hell is she talking about? The same thing happened in 2024. It happened in 2020. And in 2028, the same thing would occur. This idea that by some miracle, it would get better a third time around? No, if it really got better, we would have seen improvement in 2024. We didn't. In fact, in some areas, it got even worse. Don't let Democrats fool you. It was an utter disaster. And do you really think, if she runs again, that by some miracle, she would magically become this charming, charismatic, the second coming of Obama in 2028? I call bullshit. It's not going to happen. So this idea that Harris is planning a 2028 run, or at least running for governor, is delusional. But it sounds like her people are so convinced that 2024 was a fluke that if they just run it back in 2026 or 2028, they can win. It's like, what? These people are dumbasses. There's no other way to put it. These people really believed 2024 was just a racist year. That, oh, the people voted for Trump because they are racist and sexist. Really? A large chunk of these voters, they voted for Obama. They voted for Hillary Clinton. And in 2024, the biggest swings came in places like the Rio Grande Valley. It came in places like Miami-Dade. Hell, New York City swung like 20 points Republican. I'm sure that this is because of racism. It's not. In fact, go to California, her own state where she won the Senate race like twice. She was attorney general for a couple of years. She barely won by 20. She barely got over 20% over Trump. That's it for California. Are you telling me with a straight face that every single state, basically every demographic, swung against you, and that's because of racism and sexism? What? These idiots, they don't understand. Funny enough, the only demographic to swing towards Harris were old, white, college-educated suburban voters. That's it. And funny enough, they were men. That's the only demographic that swung towards Harris. And the demographic that swung the most towards Trump were young minority voters. I'm sure that's because of racism and sexism. What? You're delusional. You know why these people voted for Trump? He promised them change. He offered them solutions like, hey, we're going to fix the inflation. We're going to fix the southern border. Harris did nothing. She just sat back and thought, these people will vote for me no matter what. And guess what? They didn't. It was an utter disaster for her across the board. But sure, go ahead. Blame sexism and racism. Just go ahead. You know what's going to happen in 2028? Harris would do even worse than she did in 2024. Because I've argued Vance has a broader appeal than Trump. And I know that sounds crazy, but the more you look into it, yeah, Vance actually has a broader appeal than Trump does. So if Vance the nominee, which I think he will be, Harris would do even worse. And if Trump's administration is popular, why would anyone vote for Harris? They would just say to themselves, wait, Kamala Harris was a vice president for 4 years and it was a shit show. Versus J.D. Vance, where he was a VP for 4 years and we've had nothing but success and wins everywhere. Why the hell would we not vote for that? I cannot believe that Democrats, they really believe if they double down on Harris, they could actually win. At least these are some of her own people. You would think at the bare minimum, hey, maybe let's take a couple years off. Let's not run for the next, 10 years. Let's try to rebuild your image before you run for president again. But nope. They must think that 2028 is their last chance, which it does make sense because, let's be honest, right now, Harris is at the peak of her popularity and name recognition. If she runs in 2028, that's her best chance to win the nomination. If she runs again in 2032, I guess she could technically win if she somehow rebuilds her image, but that's very unlikely. And more than likely, Harris is not going to win the nomination past 2028. 2028 might be her last chance, so I could understand that a little bit, but it's still dumb to think that they actually believe they can win. They really believe that, oh, we just needed a longer campaign. No, you didn't. In fact, 2024 was your best shot because you could argue the media gave you such an insane handicap. You had to do no interviews except the very last second where you realized, oh, wait, people want to know what the hell you're going to do. Well, guess what? In 2028, you have to do interviews. You actually have to talk to people. You can't just sit in the basement somewhere and do nothing. No, you actually have to talk to voters if you want to win. Which, we all know, Harris cannot talk for the life of her. She needs a teleprompter everywhere. If she does not have a teleprompter, she can't speak. She physically cannot speak for whatever reason. I don't know why, but she needs a teleprompter wherever she goes, whether it's an interview, whether it's a rally, whether it's just talking to normal voters. She needs everything to be scripted perfectly, or else it becomes an even bigger disaster than Joe was. I honestly don't know what Harris does here, but listen, hey, it's a win-win either way. If she runs for the governorship of California, more than likely, her political career would die. Because, yeah, she would win, but she would underperform so much that people be like, yeah, you're done. You're not going to run for president. You could barely win California. No, you're gone. And if she runs for president, if she even somehow wins the nomination, guess what would happen? She would get embarrassed against Vance. We'll see what happens, but if you're the Democrat Party, you're praying that she decides to run for governor of California and never runs again. But it sounds like her people are convinced if they double down yet again, they can win. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.